Well, hello there, people of the internet, and hello again, I am TheMBmulti, and welcome to the first part of my Empire Total War campaign series. So, this is the game that I'm going to play. Where's the map? There it is. This is the game that I'm going to play for, let's play on Monday, Tuesday and Thursday. I finished my Grand Ages Rome campaign series, Grand Ages Rome series, where I built the city of Caesarea and stuff. Yeah, so in this, so I'm gonna do another. I wanted to do another Total War series, and I've already covered Rome to the War a couple times, Rome 2 to the War a couple times. So we're just gonna go straight on to Empire to the War, the one in between, basically. Well, there was more between Rome 2, Rome 1 and Rome 2, but yeah, Empire to the War. I have to admit, it's not the greatest Total War. I actually... Well, yeah, this is... From all the Total Wars, in fact, actually my least favorite. Just in terms of the gameplay, but... It is still a pretty fun game to play. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty... It's pretty... even though it is the worst one out of the bunch, in my opinion, of course, it is still a great game. Right, so we're gonna do the Grand Campaign today. And usually when you start the game, you're only allowed to choose from like 8 nations. So Great Britain, France, Austria, yeah, the United Provinces, Spain, Prussia, Poland, Lithuania, Ottoman Empire, Russia, or Sweden. And you can change from those, and those are the only ones you can choose from. However, as you can see, I've installed a mod so that allows me to choose every single... Oh yeah, you can also choose Confederacy, this one. But I've installed a mod so that you can actually play every single faction in the game. So it could be Carnate, Portugal, Denmark, the Plains Nation, Hanover, Italian states, everything. The Knights of St. John, even. So yeah. What we're going to do... I actually wanted to do the campaign as the United Provinces before. Because, of course, this is the country that I live in, so... I mean, why the hell wouldn't I? But I thought, well, I mean, to be honest, it is one of the factions that you can all choose, so... Well, maybe. If you guys like this series, and you want me to make another one, then I'll definitely play the United Provinces. Or the Netherlands, whichever name you prefer. But in this campaign, we are going to play as Persia, and we're going to restore the Persian Empire to its former glory. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a long campaign, 25 regions. Yeah, you can't actually win. The irony is that you, the only reason how you can win is, 25 regions at the end of 1799, and including blah 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 blah. But you also have to be, they even give victory conditions for the Persians. You have to hold all these provinces. However, you can't actually win because you have to be number 1 on the prestige rating, which is a sort of weird rating. But only major factions are allowed in the prestige rating, and the major factions are the only playable factions. The ones that I just shown you, Sweden, Russia, blah blah blah. So you can actually not win any campaign if you play one of the minor nations. So, well, we're gonna keep onto this victory condition. Capture 25 regions at the end of 1799, including Persia, Hindustan, Gujarat, Armenia, Anatolia, Syria, Georgia, Egypt, Bengal, Kashmir, Berat, Punjab, and Rumelia. And we're going to perhaps continue a little bit further, who knows. But yeah, we're going to start as Persia in the year 1700. And we're going to try to restore power back to the Persian Empire. I've also installed a mod that also, by the way, there are a whole bunch of gameplay mechanics that are faulty, that just don't work very well. And a lot of you... I'm going to actually start the game, by the way. In the meantime, a lot of you are going to, well, not a lot, I don't know, but a lot, I imagine a lot of you are going to say, because I'm going to point them out and tell you how annoying they are, but a lot of you are probably going to say, oh, why don't you install Darth Mods? If you don't know, Darth Mods is basically a full overhaul of Empire to the War, which removes all the nasty gameplay mechanics and also adds a whole bunch of new units and everything. But it also adds... but I've got a couple problems with Darth Mods. First of all, I don't really like full conversion mods that much. The only game where I really like full conversion mods is in Minecraft, where, for example, they add whole new dimensions and everything. Other than that, I don't play full conversion mods a lot, if at all. So, yeah, that's kind of the story behind that. And also, just a little bit of a side note, that's more of a YouTuber, from a YouTuber's perspective. Darth Mod adds copyrighted music, so... and I actually really like the soundtracks of Empire to the War. Anyway, that's enough of that. But yeah, I have installed a mod which gives a lot of new units to minor nations. For example, the Persians, who have a lot of extra units. Especially if I can... Recruitment. Oh, I can't train them yet. But yeah, as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of new units here. I've got these guys, some melee infantry, which are actually pretty good. They're pretty strong. I use them a lot. I've played the campaign as Persia before, in my spare time. These guys, these are... What are these? Riflemen? No, melee infantry as well. Yeah, these guys are pretty cool. Unfortunately, they have a limit. You can only make 6 of those. I really want to change that because they're really annoying. That's really annoying. Some random militia. But yeah, that also adds a lot more diversity to the Persian roster because they barely have any units in vanilla. Even at the high tiers, they barely have anything. So this makes it a lot more fun to play. For example, if we have this thing, I want to see where there they are. These guys are my favorite units of all time. Persian expeditionaries. Persian expeditionaries. These guys are my favorite. These are my favorite units in the game. I'm gonna use these guys as my standard units because they're really good. They hide in woodlands and everything. They can do fire by will, and their upkeep and stuff is not that high, so it's pretty good. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna start as Persians. We started out with 8,000, well, denarii. It's not really denarii, but I'm just gonna call it denarii. We have 1 fleet. Oh, by the way, they all speak in the native languages of their country. Even the minor nations do that, because this is not Turkish. This is actually, I believe this is actually Persian, the language that these guys speak. Or just generic Arabian. If there are any people from Arabic countries watching this, or Iran even, because Iran is very much associated with Persia, please tell me if these guys actually speak Persian or not, because I believe they do. At least they do not speak Turkish, because I have played the campaign as the Ottomans, and they do talk differently. Anyway, so yeah. We're starting a campaign as Persia. We actually start a very interesting location. We hold, just like Iran holds currently, the crosswalk between Europe and India. As you can see, these are my territories, and this is India right here, which is mostly controlled by the Mughal Empire. But yeah, I control the link between India and Europe, which is a pretty dominant spot to hold, actually. Because it's pretty weird that Persia is a minor nation. As you can see, there we are. There's a minor nation. One of the very few Islamic countries. Speaking of which, the Crimean Khanate, so another one, which really likes me. The Protectorate of the Ottomans. That could pose some difficulty later. Anyway. Alright, so we got the Hashashin here. That's what they're called, right? Yeah, Hashashins. Right, I'm gonna spy on the Ottomans, because this is the direction that we're going to go to. The Ottoman Empire is in one of the worst starting positions in the game, because they have a lot of lands, but they have a lot of lands with a lot of enemies and very few units. Kind of like the Western Roman Empire campaign in Untitled Chapter 4. First things first, let's build some stuff. Alright, so we're going to upgrade that. Because we need better soldiers, and with that we can get the soldiers that I need. We also need what's that? A madrasa? How much religion is here? Oh, this is already 100% Islam, so we don't really need this thing. So get rid of that. All right, so this is going to provide Decent amount of wealth in the region, some population growth. Yeah, sure. This is more tax income. This is like heavy industry, right? 2,000 though. It's pretty expensive for a thing. But yeah, Empire to the War is just a little bit of while I'm building up my things. I might as well talk a little bit about Empire to the War itself. Is this a trading port? It's just a port. It is. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is a trading port. Good, commercial port. We need to send fleets away soon, very quickly. Yeah, the Empire to the War is a pretty interesting game because I believe it is the first game that started the mechanics of limited building slots in the city. Correct me if I'm wrong, because Shogun 2 might have also been with this format, but I have barely played Shogun to the War. Oh, this allows me to get the Immortals. Yeah, this mod actually adds Immortals to the game. They're really cool. With my other Persian campaign, I made a only one army full of Immortals, which was basically like the Sultan's army. That's not my port. I need this port. That's 300. That's not that expensive. And I need you to recruit Dows. But yes, the first game that I believe started the whole thing that your city has limited building slots and you have to oh good, I can trade some of those. Your city has limited building slots and you have to like distribute things throughout the province. What is unique about Empire to the War is that the city only has, like, you got big cities and small cities. Our capital over here, Esfahan, is a big city. It's got 4 building slots. It's not the biggest. The biggest ones have 5. As you can see, Baghdad over there has also 4 slots. But these cities, Arabdale over there, Yerevan, Tbilisi, they only have 1 slot, and they can only build the governor's building, and that's it. And then in the province, you also have like up to, I don't know, 6 or something small villages, and you can turn them into. Some of them are already farming lands, like this one. This is already a farming land, so you can't do anything about that. And this one already produces wool. You can't do anything about that either. But you also have these random villages, which you can shape in whichever way you want. This one is an industrial village. You see, you can build iron workshops here. You can also build madrasas in this case, or in case of Christian countries, you can build churches here to convert the religion of your province to the state religion that you've got, which in our case is Islam. You can build schools to do research. Yeah, I don't even have any fucking schools, I believe. Which is a very weird start. Yeah, I do not have any schools in my thing, so I'm gonna demolish this madrasa and turn it into a school so we can research things. Because like any Total War game, there's research. Right, so this is the research thing. We got military, industrial, and philosophy. Philosophy ones are a bit weird because they like provide you with good stuff. They provide buildings, they unlock stuff, enhances national prestige, and stuff like that. But it also, if I can find one that does that. Oh, it's mostly the buildings, the things. Or the ones on this side. Yeah, you see, minus 1 happiness due to clamor for reform. Minus 50% really, oh, that's pretty good, but yeah, minus 1 happiness. These things give actually negative bonuses, some of them. Which is a bit weird, so like, you kind of have to pay for that. Here, minus 1 happiness again. But then it gives +2, 10 per turn to town wealth in the region. And it enhances your national prestige. So yeah, there's a side to it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to go down is military, because we have to have a military advantage over our enemies. Preferably we want to go to this one, this research slot, as fast as possible. Fire by rank is one of the most important... If you have never played Empire to the War, there's one basic thing that you need to remember. Fire by rank is the most important technology you need to research. Because it makes your soldiers so much better. Because what they do without this is the first line will shoot, the first line will reload, the first line will shoot, and then the whole time everybody behind them is not doing anything, so I have to spread them out as wide as possible to make them most effectively. If you got fire by rank, some of them can do it, not all can do that. The first rank shoots, they kneel down, they reload, then the second line shoots, they kneel down, they reload, and then that keeps going. So that makes your soldiers like loads better. So fire by, if anybody is new to Empire Total War, fire by rank, most important technology in the game. And also, by the way, Empire Total War is the first game that introduced naval battles. Just to let you know. Anyway, we need to go and talk to people because we need things. We need trading agreements. Right, we're already trading with the Mughals. I want to keep the Mughal Empire as my friends because the kind of... Usually what happens, by the way, is that the Mughals get absolutely destroyed by the Maratha Confederacy. But since I downloaded the mod, the Mughal Empire has also got a whole bunch of new units. Same with the Maratha Confederacy, actually. So the Mughal Empire, the last time I played this, absolutely destroyed the Maratha Confederacy, even though they had already lost loads of territory. So I'm very curious to see how this turns out. But usually, in vanilla, the Maratha Confederacy absolutely destroys the Mughal Empire, because the Mughal Empire is kind of like old, not as technologically advanced, and the Maratha Confederacy is the new and up-and-coming power of India, and is technologically advanced. But, as I said, with the mod, these guys have got a lot more better units, so it's curious to see what's going to happen there. But yeah, as you can see, currently the Mughal Empire is in most control of India, so we're going to keep them as our friends. We're going to trade agreement. We already have a trade agreement going, so we're going to keep that going, hopefully. The only person that likes me is the Crimean Khanate, so let's try and request a trade agreement with those guys. Okay, good. They're protectorate of the Ottomans, and I will destroy or declare war to the Ottomans rather quickly, but other than that, not really... Yeah, I mean, for how many times we can get money out of this, it's good. Also, we're trading with Dagestan, apparently. Dagestan is that very tiny nation over there. Yeah, the irony is that there are only a handful of Islamic countries, and they're all like right next to me. And once I start expanding, I basically expand into all the Islamic countries, and very quickly I will be the only Islamic country left. There are some ones that are out of the way, like Mysore, for example, but that one usually gets gobbled by the Maratha Confederacy. Morocco, where is Morocco? There it is. Usually gets absolutely destroyed by Spain, because Morocco also does not have a very good roster. Although I do not know whether my mod has actually interfered with that or not. Italian states hate me because, of course, they're Catholic and we are Islamic, so of course it is the 18th century, so we hate each other. Let's see. Where is there any other person that wants to trade with us? Perhaps. Yeah. Okay. Good. Austria wants to trade, and now we do not have any more room for more trading agreements, with the exception of Georgia, even though Georgia usually declares war on me. Yeah, they do not want a trade agreement. Also, we can trade with the Ottomans, but they already do not like me, so... Oh, they actually... Oh, okay, well, I did not expect them to actually do that, but because, as you can see, they hate me. Why, actually? Historical grievances, minus 90. Okay, so... And they like me because we are both Islam and we have the same government type. Yeah, the government type also matters. We are, by the way, an absolute monarchy. We are as well. Yep, there we go. Our sultan, Mustafa II, is our beloved ruler. Pretty funny because the United Provinces is a republic, and that's yeah, that also has influences what kind of state you are. There are three types of governments: absolute monarchy, constitutional monarchy, and republic. Each government type has its own distinct effects. Happiness, diplomacy, and economic factors will all be differently according to which type is in power. That's basically what I just said. Oh yeah, you can do ministers and shit. Are there actually any good ministers? I really should check. Right, so let's take a look what these guys can do. This guy doesn't do nothing. This guy is very good. We're going to keep him there, and he does nothing. He's pretty good. He's also alright. He's also alright. Alright, so we need... You can't do anything. Harsh reputation. +1 management, -1 to happiness of lower classes, and another one to management for justice. Okay, so he could be a candidate for the Justice Department. He can't do anything. Industrial Revolutionary. -1 for Treasury. The Treasury guy's pretty good, yeah, so that's not... And General Manager and Management, okay. Okay, he's a lot. Harsh Reputation, yeah. 1 happiness to middle classes. I want the Treasury, well we do not need a new Treasury guy. Oh, this one gives 1 happiness to lower classes again. And it gives 1 negative to nobility, so basically that cancels out everything again. +3, oh, clamor for reform, that's annoying. 1 management for army administration. No, our army guy's good. So he has a lot of stuff, but he does not really have a lot of stuff that I need. I could do this guy as head of justice. Yeah, let's throw that guy in justice and let's throw everybody away. So let's move everybody into justice. And finally this guy, because that's the guy that actually wants to be in the Justice Department. Right, +1, -6. Oh yeah, that's that guy, yeah. And then I will actually replace it with you. There we go, because you're a lot better. At least you do not have that many negative things. Our Sultan is alright. We'll say 1. In my diplomacy it said it was number 2. Oh no, Mustafa II is the Ottoman Sultan. Never mind. Yeah, Hussein the First. Okay, never mind. I actually was looking in the wrong direction. Yeah, we've done everything, so let's end the turn. Oh fuck, I have not checked how much money I actually make every turn, but that's fine. Oh, great. The French are raiding my trade routes. Well, don't think actually that affects me. Oh, look at that. Ottoman army's on the way. That's fast. The Knights of St. John. They rarely do anything. The Mughal Empire was like a military alliance. They wanted to give me 900 denarii. I mean, I'm just going to stick with denarii. I mean, why not? I'm so used to calling it denarii, so I might as well keep going with it. The Venetians. Wittenberg, core lands. Also, by the way, like I said before, fucking pirates. Yeah, we really need to get rid of the pirates. They're really annoying. Alright, so war declared. Austria has declared war on the Ottomans. The United Provinces declared war on Spain. That is also predictable. Prussia has declared war on Austria. That's also predictable. That always happens. And okay, well, all these wars were all predictable because they usually happen every time. And I've recruited some of those. Keep forgetting that arrow keys don't work. Okay, so I got some of those. Yeah, these guys are just paid like militia, but yeah, it's better than nothing. And you get a fucking 375 from them, and they do not cost a lot. In fact, these guys are actually more expensive than my regular soldiers that I want to have. Okay, this is done. Most importantly is to build a school here. So we're going to do that. Then let's train 3 more of those, and then let's spend the rest on... Oh, if I actually can spend it on anything. Because it doesn't look... Oh no, never mind, I can spend it here. This gives... Yeah, it gives some minor bonuses for money, that's fine. What do we have here? Just some hillmen, nothing interesting. Yeah, I think I can move all of you guys out. There's no public order issues, right? No, there's not. There's no need for you guys to be there, because the Mughals are my allies. And as long as the Maratha Confederation does not win their war over there, we should be fine. Wow, this is not making any money. We really need to improve this village here. Yeah, the locations that we have are pretty interesting, but does not automatically mean that they're very profitable and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of annoying that Dagestan is our ally. Well, we're trading with them. I guess Georgia would be the most logical target to go after, since we do not want to immediately declare war with the Ottomans as long as we're still trading. So, I guess Georgia will be our first target. Right, what do we have here? In the army, some stuff. Let's train one of those to go with it. Alright, let's move the Hashashin. Alright, so they've moved the general here with some cannons and some Israelis. Israelis, yeah. Some mob. Okay, not that interesting. You have to be careful, of course, but it's not that interesting. Yeah, the Persians have very, very poor artillery. The only artillery we've currently got are these two fixed artillery, which means that we can't even move them on the battlefield. So, and the best one we can have is like 12 caliber, which is not great at all. The Ottomans, on the other hand, they've got like mortiers, rockets, they've got fucking everything. And we only have like very puny 12 caliber cannons. But on the other hand, our infantry and cavalry is very much better than the Ottoman infantry and cavalry. But the downside is that we have to research all that, so... Right, 16 turns until the next village emerges. Some of these villages, like this is one of them, like emerge over time, depends on the growth of your province. And you can build more stuff in there. Got some mines here. Minus 1 happiness for industrialization, but it gives me a lot of extra money, so hopefully we'll have enough. Okay, let's take a look at the treasury. Yeah, I have to be careful. Oh yeah, this is army lists, yeah. Objective. Listed victories. Oh, victory regions, okay. I thought they were gonna say like victories. Okay, so these, everything that's red are the victory regions that I need. I need all of that, and then I'll win the N25, including those. So here are the prestige things, and I have to be number 1 in the prestige rating. And as I said, only the major nations can go in there, so I can never get in there. Even though all these guys die off, then this list will just be empty. Currently France is the biggest prestige rating, counted on their huge military, their alright fleet, their very good economics, and their enlightenment. Look at that, the Austrians, they've got a humongous army, almost as big as France's army, and a decent amount of economy, but no fleet and no enlightenment. The Dutch, on the other hand, of course, have got a pretty good navy, very good economics, enlightenment, but barely any army. It doesn't even show any army. I know they have it, because they start off with it, but Prussia and Russia and the Mother Confederacy are all only counted for their military and nothing else. Alright, so, no, where, oh here. Trades. So actually see, ministers. A new guy. For Navy administration. Climate for reform, more management, and 1 back to lower classes. One to Navy and 1... Oh, that doesn't matter, that's all the same. You actually give a bonus, so you're better than him. What I wanted to check is the trade prices. Okay, ivory is the most important, is the most expensive thing here. So yeah, you can't, in Empire to the War, well, it's not impossible, but it's pretty difficult to make a lot of money without trading. So we're gonna have to build up a trading fleet and send it over to the trading spots. Admiral's flagship, okay, that is fine. What ship is this? 5th rate. Yeah, we need military ports at some point as well, because we need some good ships. What you'll usually see with Empire, well, at least with my campaign, of course, I'm not the most elite Empire to the War gamer at all. I never claimed to be, by the way, so just don't expect that. If you did, then that's a mistake, because I'm not. Yeah. But anyway, I usually have a very, very slow start, because you do not make a load of money in the beginning. You can make loads of money by doing the trading. But for that, to do that effectively, you have to have trade dominance. And not only trade dominance, but also dominance over the sea. And that usually means taking out the pirates, because the pirates are annoying as hell. Right. Mob has been recruited. And Poland and Lithuania has now declared war to Austria. Austria really likes to go to war in the beginning of the game. It's pretty funny. Right. Oh yeah, of course, I have to research that. Right, fucking hell, it still takes 2 turns for that to be finished. Alright, so... you guys are making your way over here. Sir. Well, we might as well improve the infrastructure. Also gives me more money. Recruitment. Oh, no. We have to put a Dow on first. Before I forget. We need trading ships. Okay, now let's see what we can recruit. Oh, I've got a scholar. Yeah, you can't do anything. I'll go there. Scholars improve research rate, so you can stay in the school until it's built. And then you can provide me with that stuff. Alright, so... what does our army have? It has swordsmen, it has some riflemen, it got all those guys. These pikemen are pretty good. So yeah, they cost 424, so I can... yes, but I should only be able... I should exactly be able to recruit 2, and I can. So I will. And then we shall ascend upon Tbilisi, hopefully. And absolutely take them down. And then fucking spend their ages fixing up the public order. Because the Georgians are very tough nuts to crack. Let's say it like that. There is an extra school there, so... I don't know whether I should keep that school or drop it in favor of a madrasa, because... are there any other? No, there are no villages left. No, there are villages, but they're just not growing, because otherwise it would say that there are no villages. I believe. There's a different message for that. You see, there are extra villages there, and it says not growing, so... oh, whoa. Where? Oh, there's a port here that hasn't grown. Is there anything else? Because then I could also have weights. Nah. Ah, whatever. This there's more than enough stuff. I'll destroy that school, and I will build a madrasa there, because keeping the public order under control is more important. So I'll be burning through turns a little bit, because I need to get my makeshift army into position. Well, there we go. The Austrians and the Ottomans going at it. There comes an Ottoman fleet, and they destroyed the Austrian fleet again. Yeah, in the beginning, I very rarely actually mingle into the wars on the sea. I really like to stay out of it until I've got full dominance over the waters. Then I'll just start pumping out massive fleet like it's nothing. Yeah, the barbarian states. It's very interesting because they're basically like the pirates. Everybody hates them, and a lot of people are already at war with them. But they are the client state of the Ottomans. So because of that, a lot of people hate the Ottomans too. So yeah, if you're playing as the Ottomans, very easy to make a lot more people like you is to break the agreement with those guys. Alright. Let's get a move on. Sir. Yeah, we're gonna upgrade you because you actually need to start making some money for me. Same with you. Upgrade those town halls. It is a bit dangerous to send them off while this is here, but I'll keep my Hashash in there. I do not really need to spy on this. I mostly just take them out really quickly anyway. Yeah. It's very possible that Russia will actually take down Dagestan and also the Crimean Khanate. If they're not even already at war. Which they are. So, yeah. Dagestan. Oh, they're allied with Georgia. How about we get an alliance together? There, okay. So we have an alliance with Dagestan now. So once we declare war on Georgia, they're gonna have to choose. They're indifferent, but how's our relationship? Oh, +5 still. Okay. Yeah, they're allied and trading with Dagestan. But yeah, hopefully Dagestan will choose my side once they once the war comes. And if they don't, well, at least I've got an extra thing to go after. It's pretty funny how to see all these little. I also really love all these like little German states: Saxony, Westphalia, Württemberg, Bavaria, of course. Bayern is called in German. Yeah, I really like all these little tiny nations. Bit of shame that the regular game you can't play it. Here's New Spain, Louisiana, of course, Protectorate of France, Knights of St. John, Italian states, all the Native American nations, Hanover, of course, another German state, Genoa, all the way over there. Denmark. It's really weird because Denmark is considered a minor nation. I mean, they're not. But yeah, well, whatever. Allied with Russia and at war with Sweden. And of course the Barbary states and everything, but they're always at war with those guys. But yeah, Denmark is actually pretty important, but yeah, they're considered a minor nation somehow. Other people are indifferent to me. Why is Spain hostile to me? Historical grievances. What do you mean, historical? Allied with an enemy nation. I'm not allied with any of these, so I don't know what you're talking about. Whatever. United Provinces. Historical friendship? Since when did the United Provinces have a historical friendship with the Persians? Because I do not really recall any of that. Look at how almost the entire world hates the United Provinces. Yeah, they usually get dragged into the war with Prussia, because they're allied with Austria, so I always decline and break the alliance with Austria, because I do not want to be in that war. Yeah, of course. TheMBmulti. Stadtholder! And also King of England. Because that's why they're allies. Are they actually still? He died in 1702, so... Yeah, it's the same guy, but it's a totally different picture. But it's the same guy. Anyway, what are we doing? We're just ending the turn because we've already spent all our money, so... We're just waiting for those soldiers to catch up, and then we will, And the Austrians are attacking the Ottomans again. There's a Dutch fleet going about. It's pretty funny, because as you play the United Provinces, they also start... Also the units and the soldiers and stuff also start talking Dutch, which is pretty funny. Which, if you are Dutch, like me, and can understand what they're saying, is pretty funny. And also the ridiculous accents that some of them actually have. Oh, well, there goes the Crimean Khanate, absolutely destroyed by a Russian army. Once again, Russia wants the Crim area. Just like recently. Even though it has been like a year or two now. But yeah, this time they took it with no problem whatsoever. Ah, new royal heir, that's also good, that the throne is secure. And I've recruited a Dao. In that case, we will be recruiting another one. Alright, you keep on moving. You also keep on moving. TheMBmulti. Alright, we will take this to the army. Will this be enough? That's the big question. Well, I will actually... Persian horses. How many guys do I get with that? 120. Okay, this is another Persian horse archers. This looks like it is one of the mods units. They are a bit expensive. Yeah, otherwise we have fucking camels. Which have exactly the same upkeep. They've got one more, oh crap, one more melee attack. A lot of extra charge bonus, less defense, and less morale. So I will do one of those. How long will it take you to get there? 2 turns. Alright, well. How does this army look like? Militia, spearmen, provincial cavalry. Fine. What do you have? Just generals, bodyguards. Okay. 20? 20? This guy's just as old as me. And he has got like a fucking... He looks like he's already married 3 times. Oh well. Yeah. I think I'm actually going to end off this episode here. So I'm going to save this to Persia Let's Play. Boom. And I'm going to end it off here. So in the next episode... Hormaizar Mahmud... This general will attack Georgia. And hopefully capture Tbilisi, which will make our first expansion. So yeah, hope you Romans enjoyed the video. Be sure to let me know what you think of the campaign so far in the comment section below, and how you expect things to go out, turn about, develop, whatever. If you want me to play more, if you want me to do more Empire to the War campaigns, for example, as the United Provinces, or maybe as like one of those tiny German states out here, or Italian states, or whatever, you saw that I have every faction. So. Place any other campaign ideas of Empire to the War in the comment section below, and I will be sure to check it out, and also start a new campaign at some point from you guys' suggestions. So yeah, hope you always enjoyed the video. Click the like button underneath if you did. Subscribe to be part of the Roman army so you never miss any of my videos. You can do that by clicking the subscribe button up here over the left of the video or the subscribe button underneath the video. See you later, Romans. Ave!